we are having, check whether 6 to the power n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. If I consider this n to be any natural number, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 till infinity. If n is any natural number, then we need to check that whether 6 to the power n, that is 6 to the power 1, that is 6, 6 to the power 2, 36, 6 to the power 3, 216, and so on. If you keep on putting the value of this n as any natural number, so the various numbers that you will get, you have to show that all those numbers, fine, are they having digit 0 in the end or not? Are they having digit 0 in the end or not? This is what you need to check. Now first of all, let us understand which numbers can have 0 in the end. So we have studied in our previous class in the divisibility of 10 that any number which is having 0 in the end is basically divisible by 10. So that means if any number is to have 0 in the end, then that number must be divisible by 10. Are you getting my point? Suppose you are writing down 540. So what is this 540 number? It is having 0 in the end. That means what? This 540 is divisible by 10. Suppose you are having a number 90. So what is this number? It is having 0 in the end. So that means once again it is divisible by what? 10. Suppose the number is 5000. It is again having 0 in the end. So once again we can say that 5000 is a number which is divisible by 10. So the gist is that if any number is to have 0 in the end, then in that case it must be divisible by 10. Now the question comes, which numbers are divisible by 10? So we can say only those numbers are divisible by 10 which are divisible by 2 and 5 simultaneously. What does this word simultaneously means? That it should be divisible by 2 and side by side it should be divisible by 5 as well. It's not like if we divide by 2 then we need not check for 5, or if we check for 5 then we need not check for 2. That means what? The number should be divisible by 2 and 5 both simultaneously, ek saath. So that means what? That all these numbers are divisible by 2. You check these numbers are even, so they are divisible by 2. All these numbers are divisible by 5. Yes, they are divisible by 5. So when both 2 and 5 divides a particular number, then definitely that number will be divisible by what? 2. No, sorry, by what? 10. So here what we need to check, can 6 to the power n can end with 0? That means if we keep on putting various values of n and the number that we will get afterwards, will that number be divisible by 10? So I need to check if that number is divisible by 10, then I must show that the numbers factors are 2 and 5. See, 540 is a number which is having various factors. If you find out the LCM of 540, you will get so many numbers. Various numbers you will get. But out of that, at least 1, 2 and 1, 5 will be there. Because those 2 and 5 will make up 10 and the number will divide 540. So in short I must say that the numbers factors should have at least 1, 2 and 1, 5. If these two criteria are met, then definitely the number will be having 0 in there. So let us do it in this manner. So I am writing it down. If the number 6 to the power n for all n, what is this sign? This sign means for all, sabhi ke liye. So for all n, yani for all n means what? For all natural numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for all natural numbers till infinity. So if the number 6 to the power n for all n were to end with the digit 0, then it would be divisible by 5. Now you must say, sir, why you are writing down 5 only, why not 2? Because I can check from here, 6 will be having 2 definitely. But I can say 6 may not have 5. This is what we need to show. Suppose the number would have been 15. Suppose I would have written 15 to the power n. then I would have said कि यार ये तो 5 से डिवाइड हो रहा है, तो we know that this divides this is divisible by 5. But the question is it divisible by 2? No, it's not. So I'll speak about 2 in that case. What you need to understand is that you need to find one flaw, one fault in the question. The fault is that the number should be divisible by 5, but its factor is of the form 2 to the power m into 3 to the power n. It's not m, this is n. 2 repeated how many times I don't know. 3 repeated times how many? Repeated how many times I don't know. So that means 6 will be having 2 and 3. Or in other words, let me write it down in this form. I will write it down as 2 into 3 whole to the power n. So that means the prime factors of this are 2 and 3. This is the most important part that you need to understand. That 6 to the power n's prime factors are what? 2 and 3. Any other number will not appear. So according to the uniqueness in fundamental theorem, uniqueness means what? Uniqueness means that 6 when broken down will give 2 and 3 only. No other number will appear, irrespective of what this number n is. If you want to do it, you solve it in your rough copy. You keep on putting various values of n, find out the number, and then you do the prime factorization, do the LCM, and then you check what factors you are getting. You will find out you are getting only 2 and 3. No other numbers are coming. This is the uniqueness. That means it is unique. No other number can appear. This is a rule. So based on this rule, I can say that there are no other primes in its factors apart from 2 and 3. So that means having 5 is not possible. So having 5 is not possible. So that means what? 4 to the power n cannot end with, this is not 4. This is 6 to the power n cannot end with 0. So please pause the video to note